The trap of spiritual superiority. Wherever people gather, people compete. Even in spaces of practice and meditation, invisibly, quietly, people compare. This is not surprising. However long someone has practiced, people are still people. But what deserves close attention is how the competition changes over time. In the beginning, the conflict is familiar, silent criticism, internal resentment, the patterns we all know. But gradually, something shifts. The conflict continues, but the language changes. Now judgment is delivered in the vocabulary of practice. Your suffering comes from your own unemptied mind. This isn't my problem, it's yours. The voice sounds like concern. It sounds like teaching. But look at what is actually happening underneath. The superiority has not disappeared. It has leveled up. Superiority, wearing the armor of spirituality, becomes something no one can refute. The old weapon, "You're wrong and I'm right," has been replaced by something far more sophisticated. You haven't emptied enough yet, and your suffering is the evidence. The prison is the same, only the material of the bars has changed. One day, the master passed through the room. He stopped, watched us quietly for a moment, then dropped one sentence into the silence and walked out. All of you measuring acorns. We sat with that for a long time. The image was perfect. Acorns lined up, measuring each other's height with careful precision. Finding relief in being slightly larger than the one beside them, believing that measurement to be their value. But however large it grows, an acorn is still an acorn. The shell remains. All that measuring is happening inside the shell. The very drama that practice was supposed to dissolve was being performed again on the same stage, behind the same walls. The structure had not been dismantled. It had simply been remodeled. After the master left, we understood. We had been building a new self inside an old structure, where the former self had been organized around worldly achievement, capability, recognition, status. The new self was organized around spiritual achievement. How much have I emptied? How far has my practice advanced? How free am I from the past? The desire to get ahead, to occupy a higher position, to win in comparison, none of it had changed. We had simply built a new version of the same prison, painted in the colors of meditation. And this prison is far harder to detect because it speaks the language of liberation. The old prison, at least, had the honesty to present itself as a prison. The new one calls itself freedom. This is the most cunning form a prison can take. The destiny of an acorn is not to become the largest acorn. The destiny of an acorn is to stop being an acorn. Not to become more impressive inside the shell, but to crack the shell completely, to dissolve into the earth, to put down roots, extend branches, to become part of a forest so vast that the original measurements no longer matter, that the old boundaries have lost all meaning. The height of a forest cannot be measured. The question itself becomes meaningless. True emptying does not produce a better meditator. It dissolves the category of meditator entirely. The self that tracked its own progress, compared itself to others, found satisfaction in being further along. That self disappears. Even the thought, "I have emptied myself," disappears. The observer dissolves along with the records. What remains is not the victorious acorn, it is the forest. Practice does produce real change. Patterns that once ran unconsciously become visible. The texture of life shifts in ways you can feel. These changes are real. The mistake happens when the depth of practice becomes a hierarchy. The moment you use the results of practice to generate superiority, you have taken the products of emptying and used them to build a new wall. The materials may be different. It is still a wall. When a layer of the ego that wants to be higher cracks and falls away through honest labor, that cracking is the practice. Not as a concept, but as the quiet clarity that only arrives in someone who has actually witnessed themselves.